Keeping you in the know, you know, you know. No. What's going on, YouTube family? This is your brother Real Adele RLB with another You Know video. In today's video, I want to talk about a subject that's been low-key being swept under the rug when it comes to this Me Too movement and all these women coming out here talking about sexual abuse and stuff like that. I want to talk about how most of us, with common sense and it's not very being biased towards what's really going on, we've noticed that a lot of these Me Too chicks and these sexual assault advocate groups are blatantly just targeting what it seems to be is heterosexual black men. But this past week, I believe Thursday, 50 Cent went on Twitter and made a post questioning Oprah's motive, Oprah Winfrey's motive, because she's manufacturing some type of documentary with the Me Too movement called Sick, which basically going over certain things as far as black men in entertainment that's being accused of some type of sexual misconduct. And one of the main targets in that documentary that's coming out in 2020 is going to be brother Russell Simmons. And 50 Cent basically said, I don't understand how you basically, and I'm paraphrasing what he said, but 50 Cent basically said that I don't understand how you constantly seem like you're going after all these black men, but the same white men that you are lying in bed with or doing business with, quote unquote, you are silent on them. And if anybody knows, she has a lot of Hollywood friends as far as, Hollywood execs like Harvey Weinstein, David Geffen, big music mogul. He's a big time exec in the music industry. And it's a countless other black man, white man that's in the entertainment industry that has been accused of some type of sexual misconduct and sexual assault in years past. And it's like they're not using that same energy towards them as they doing towards black men. Like, all you hear is R. Kelly, Michael Jackson, OJ this, you know what I'm saying, Bill Cosby this. Every day you're getting bombarded with the image of sexual assault as being black men. And we have to understand that a lot of these Me Too people, I didn't win over this. I went in on Terrell Burks, you know what I'm saying, when they questioned Terrell Burks about why you always attacking black men. Well, she said out of her own mouth, well, it's not my job to attack white men. I'm talking about black men and woo woo woo. See, and that right there shows you that these people are working in the interests of their white handlers, their white benefactors, and doing what they tell them to do. You know what I'm saying? They're like dogs. Like, they tell you to jump or sick these people on the black, heterosexual black community. You get what I'm saying, family? But yeah, 50 Cent said that, told Oprah, you know what I'm saying, about that, and she didn't release a reply or a rebuttal or anything. So that shows you that she's pretty much a pawn in his game. And even Russell Simmons, he even said that in a tweet where he said, and I believe Russell Simmons not even living in the continental United States right now. I think he's overseas somewhere. But he actually said in the interview also where he was saying that Oprah, you've been a shining light in this entertainment industry, and I considered you a friend at one point, and I don't understand why are you coming after me after all we've been through and whatnot. And right there, it showed you in this dirty game, man. There's no loyalty, especially when it comes to black people. Black people, we are known for throwing each other under the bus. See, other groups know how to stick on code. Even when the person that they're scrutinizing is in the wrong, they're gonna keep their mouth shut. They just say, I'm not gonna say anything. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you can always find some black person that throws their own group under the bus to please the dominant society. And that's basically what Oprah and Gayle King are. You remember, I remember that interview that Gayle King did with R. Kelly. It seemed like she already had her preconceived notion of how she really felt about it before R. Kelly even said a word. Like, you can tell by her body language, the way she was looking. And at that time, R. Kelly was fighting for his freedom because he's in jail right now, but he was pleading, he was crying, he was upset, he was erratic, he was, what I'm saying all types of things, and Gayle King was like, whatever, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, she was already set in her ways. But, excuse me, family, we got to understand that this attack on the black heterosexual man is basically saying that black men are going to be the face of sexual assault. They're even trying to make it where even if a black man look at a woman, that can be interpreted as a sexual assault, which is crazy, family. Which is crazy. So we got to understand what we're really dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy thing about this Oprah situation, Oprah has pictures hugged up with Russell Simmons. She got pictures hugged up with Michael Jackson. Like, she even co-signed the documentary Leaving Neverland. I never watched it because I knew it was a whole bunch of hogwash, but she sponsored that and she was behind that. But in the same breath, when Mike was alive, in the same sense, when Mike was alive, she was all hugged up, buddy. But Mike been dead almost going on a decade, and now she want to come out with this slander piece talking about Michael Jackson this and that. And then Michael Jackson was never found guilty. You know what I'm saying? Never was charged with, never found guilty of these incidents. Same with Russell Simmons. Like, Russell Simmons even said in a tweet that he did a couple of 3-hour-long lie detector sessions where nothing came up of him being of what he was being accused of. But yet they still want to come out with these documentaries and these slander campaigns when it comes to pertaining to the black man. But this same energy is not getting conducted on Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen is on a record where he was infecting young ladies with HIV, the HIV virus, and doing all types of little reckless behavior. I think he got a couple of he was doing cash payment settlements. Same with Harvey Weinstein. Same with David Geffen. The list is so long. The list is so long, but they're not using that same energy towards them as they're using towards the black man. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we got to understand that this is nothing but they're weaponizing this Me Too movement is nothing but a weaponization of how to attack the black man, because black men in America are the most criminalized group in America. Hell, a black man will go to jail for something as minor as jaywalking, where another a white man will just get a little slap on the wrist. You know what I'm saying? You got black men that got shot by the police for doing nothing at all, and then these cops get off with doing it. So we got to understand, this is the system that we living in, and it's a shame that a lot of black women don't see what it really is. By them teaming up with a lot of these Me Too, quote-unquote feminist groups, feminazis and all that, you are working against the interests of your own people. Because no matter how some of these black feminists feel, you are a black woman. So by you criticizing your own black man, you are making it even deadlier and harming yourself in the long run. But people competing for butter biscuits nowadays, so they want to go back and forth. That's what the black men and black women today, we going back and forth like, well, it's your fault. No, it's your fault. No, it's your fault. No, it's your fault. See, how about we just come together and put all our differences to the side, because we are one, and be like, man, we have one goal in place for tangibles and us as a group to better ourselves, instead of going back and forth with all this divisive rhetoric, because that's all you see nowadays. You know what I'm saying? You see a lot of black women going out saying that black man is no good, I need to find me a white man, or a white man treat black women better, and then you got the same thing being echoed by some of these black men. But in the case, man, there's a lot of black men out here that love the black woman, that worship the ground that the black woman walks on. Same with black women. There's a lot of black women that love their black man, that do anything for their black man and cherish their black man. So we should not allow a lot of this propaganda and imagery that's being processed on a daily towards us. Because I turn on the TV on a daily, and all I see nowadays is white men with black women. That's all I see. You know what I'm saying? And you can see this propaganda that they're pushing on us as a group. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to tell the black women that the black man is not good enough. So you a black queen, you need to find you a white knight. So at the end of the day, family, that's what we dealing with. And shame on Oprah, shame on Gayle King, and shame on all these Me Too brides for blatantly doing something that they know if they was to come out and say the same thing about these black entertainers and black males in general to their white daddy, if they did the same thing, they'll be under attack. Not by us, but you know, they'll be under attack by the dominant society. So they know where their bread getting buttered at. You know, they know that they can team up with white society, family. And at the end of the day, man, it took 50 Cent out of all people, you know what I'm saying, to bring this to the masses, for people to really talk about it. But, you know, us in black society, you know, the new black media, we've been talking about this for a while, where we've been questioning some of the suspect dealings that Oprah has been doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like everything that Oprah co-signed is always targeting the black man. That's what it seemed like. So she constantly doing this. So people like, wait, hold on. You know, you're not doing it using the same energy towards, you know, non-black men. So why should we take you serious? And people like that shouldn't be taken serious. Now, I'm not advocating for or saying that men that do sexually deviant things towards women should not be charged. I'm not saying that because if you are out here doing things to women that's unwarranted, yeah, you should get in trouble for that. But for the most part, it seems like some of these cases are so ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like with the Bill Cosby case, you can look at that, like the statute of limitations and all this, and they're written in their law, they are bending the rules when it comes to black men. You get what I'm saying? And I know this is a little bit off topic, but it is the same. But, you know, Mike Vick, for example. Mike Vick is going to be honored at this up-and-coming Pro Bowl. And he's going to be honored at the Pro Bowl. And a lot of people signed this petition. I believe in the hundreds of thousands signed this petition saying that, no, Michael Vick should not be honored. He's a criminal, this and that. And, you know, going back to those so-called dog charges. I mean, that dog fighting ring that he really wasn't a part of. It was basically property that he owned. His cousins and them were fighting dogs. So Mike Vick is being still scrutinized years later. You know, and that thing happened almost 15 years ago. About 15 years ago where that happened, but they're not saying, we forgive you, Vick. You know what I'm saying? They're not saying that. But you got white NFL players that's on record of beating their wives and doing all types of sexual deviant things, but they still get to play. They're not questioned. The morality is not being questioned. They're not bringing up these issues every time they're trying to do something. So at the end of the day, we got to understand what we really working with, family. And I find it as hypocritical as far as people talking about people mistreating animals and stuff like that. If you eat meat, I think you've been a hypocrite, because how you think those animals, you know what I'm saying, they kill the animal so it can go on your plate. So I think anybody that say, oh, he's fighting dogs, killing animals, all this woo woo woo, and you still finna eat a big ass steak on your plate, you're nothing but a hypocrite in my book. That's just how I look at it. You can't say anything about mistreatment of animals and all that. But we gotta understand that's how the white supremacists work. That's how they do. They use little secret code languages and stuff. So at the end of the day, family, you gotta understand what we dealing with. And it's a lot of things. You know, the NFL is very biased when it comes to dealing with black men. You know, Antonio Brown. I'm gonna keep it 100. If Antonio Brown, like our brother Paul Mooney said, had the complexion for the protection for the collection. If he was a white wide receiver, he wouldn't be dealing with a lot of these things that's going on. You know, he's just voicing his opinion. he's boisterous. But then you had a white wide receiver that played for the Eagles a couple years ago named Riley Cooper, dropping all types of N-bombs and all this other stuff. He wasn't fined or his feet was held to the fire. He was able to maintain his living. You know what I'm saying? He didn't lose his contract or anything. He didn't lose any contractual obligations as far as his sponsorship deals and whatnot. But when you're a black man, you're considered this. They tried to deny Terrell Owens, who I consider probably the second or third best wide receiver of all time. He wasn't even allowed in the Hall of Fame the first time going up, when it's very few players that ever played that wide receiver position that you can compare that's in the same position. I mean, that was comparable as far as skill-wise and accomplishment as Terrell Owens. But it wasn't because his play on the field. It was because he was a black man with an opinion, a black man that spoke his mind. So family, that's what was getting under attack, the black man, period, family. But I don't want to be on here too long just ranting, you know what I'm saying? But I just want to say that these people that's coming out here talking all this about the black man this and black man that, man, they shouldn't be taken too serious, because they're showing you what they really doing and who they really working for. But with that said, family, I'm about to get up out of here. Stay cool, stay blessed, stay black.